You know, sometimes a horror movie comes along that reminds you of the true meaning of Christmas. Mental breakdowns, stalking your coworkers, and wielding a Santa sack like you're about to speedrun a home invasion. We're digging into a holiday horror flick that crawled out of the sleigh, crashed into obscurity, and somehow came out to the other side as a cult legend.
Christmas Evil, the night he dropped in.
This is Christmas Evil, the movie that asks, what if Santa was real and also deeply unwell? Released in 1980 before Silent Night, Deadly Night pissed off every concerned parent in America, Christmas Evil dared to ask a bold question. What if we made a Christmas movie for people who listen to doom metal at work, hate their coworkers, and maybe relate a little too much to a guy slowly losing his grip on reality? Mix in some holiday cheer and splice in Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, and well, you get one crazy ass Christmas movie. Today we're breaking down the plot, the opening scene, the standout what the moments, and why this movie was forgotten, and why it actually slaps harder than a holiday-themed Gwar cover band spraying blood all over your face. The movie follows Harry Stadling, a man who loves Christmas so much you'd swear he got possessed by a ghost of a broken Hallmark ornament. When Harry was a kid, he saw something that no child should ever see on Christmas Eve. Yep, Santa getting handsy with his mom. Or at least Dad dressed up as Santa, but Harry, he doesn't know that. This instantly ruins his brain like chunky bad eggnog. Harry grows up obsessed with Santa Claus, making lists, spying on neighbors' kids, collecting notes, basically taking on this Santa persona. But life is cruel, and Harry works at a toy factory full of lazy-ass co-workers and greed-driven executives.
No, it's Christmas I hate most. That's when I get slaughtered by an almost present.
So I see nothing has changed since 1980. Slowly, though, Harry starts to crack. This meek little man being bullied and dragged, then he snaps. Then the snapping snaps. He suits up as Santa for real, and depending on who he meets, he'll either reward you or ruin your night with extreme holiday cheer and a weapon. Kill count, lowish, vibes, maximum unhinged Christmas energy. It's honestly more of like a psychological meltdown film than a slasher, but it's like more Taxi Driver than Black Christmas, but with 80% more Santa beard. It's a man slowly spiraling into a Christmas void, one hand holding his sack, the other a knife. Now the opening scene, the one that sets the tone for Harry's whole elves in the attic situation. Now we start with young Harry and his brother watching Santa come down the chimney all giddy and cheery, excited for their presents. It's very wholesome, cute, festive, It's like a Norman Rockwell painting with a better lighting. But then Harry gets out of bed late at night, heads back downstairs and sees something that transforms the holiday from Merry Christmas to my brain is now permanently scrambled. Santa is, well, lovingly inspecting Mom's leg like a delicious candy cane. Harry witnesses this and freezes, and instead of thinking, hey, that's my dad being weird, his brain goes to, the Santa lore is corrupted. Delete System 32. He runs upstairs, smashes a snow globe, and boom, childhood ruined, future therapy required, and then the movie begins. This scene is honestly the most important part of the film because it sets up everything in the movie. It sets up Harry's obsession, his trauma, and why his version of getting into the Christmas spirit involves breaking and entering. It is a very psychological and kind of sad movie, to be honest. You can't help but feel bad for Harry while watching Christmas Evil. He goes from a jolly guy who just loves Christmas and ending up a dirty, disheveled Santa with blood-stained garments by the end. There are some pretty good standout moments in this movie. The parts that made me go, yes, This is absolute cinema. The Midnight Mass Massacre. Now, Harry, he's dressed up as Santa, and he ambushes some smug-ass teenagers leaving the church.
You've given up your reindeer for more modern wheels.
Using a toy soldier and a hatchet, it's as brutal as it sounds. A Christmas kill scene that rivals even Silent Night, Deadly Night. But if you ask me, the kids, they kind of had it coming because they're pretty terrible. If they were nice, they probably would have got a present.
But if you're bad boys and girls, name goes in the bad boys and girls book.
At Frank's house, Harry leaves toys for the kids. Frank, I believe, being his boss. Then, kills Frank, their dad, with a Christmas tree ornament while they're sleeping.
All right. Merry Christmas, Frank.
Nothing says happy holidays like a murder weapon shaped like a star. It's twisted, but it's memorable.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
Christmas morning finds Harry tearing apart the toy factory in rage because he's fucking sick of people. Then barreling down the street in his decorated van as a mob of townsfolk chase him like he's some sort of Frankenstein's monster. And in one of the wildest, weirdest holiday moments ever, Santa and the van, I can't say too much because you just have to see it to believe it. And as this weird bonkers thing is happening, it's all set to narration reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which really elevates the scene. It's half dreamscape, half nightmare fuel. Now, don't get me wrong, it does mix in the festive side of Christmas as well. Seeing Harry bringing toys to sick kids at a hospital.
I assume all the little children have been good this year.
Crashing a party as Santa and dancing with the folks and the kids. Just having a great time. It does a good job of splicing in like the crazy, I'm out of my mind, I'm going to murder people, to like this crazy holiday cheery vibe. And the big question is, why did this end up forgotten in the holiday horror graveyard? Well, this movie was bizarre for its era. It's basically more psychological thriller than straightforward slasher. In fact, critics note it's inspired by classics like Psycho rather than typical blood-soaked slashers. Back in the 1980s, horror fans got a bit confused. They went in expecting a Jolly Santa slasher and got something much more weird and darker.
For you.
Don't! It's gonna hurt our kids.
Christmas Evil did poorly upon its initial release. It simply didn't fit into the slasher formula. It had no big studio push, so it quietly faded away after the holidays, until cult fans rediscovered it years later. Today, the oddball quality is exactly why fans love it. Modern critics praise how thoughtful and fascinating it is for Christmas horror. It's bizarre, fascinating, and thoughtful. The director, Lewis Jackson, even has said it works as more of a social commentary than pure gore. Plus, who can forget that John Waters, the king of cult cinema, calls it the best seasonal film of all time. Even Waters loved it enough to record a commentary track saying he punishes kids if they didn't watch it every Christmas. All this cult support did help Christmas Evil claw its way back into the holiday horror conversation. Now, in short, it was too weird for mainstream back in 1980, but its unique mix of sincerity and, sick, dark humor makes it stand out to this day. It may stand out to this day, but why does it actually rule? A few things. The tone is unique. It's like Taxi Driver in a Santa suit. Harry is genuinely sympathetic, which makes it even weirder to watch. You feel for the guy. The kills are small, but very, and I mean very impactful. Brandon McGart's performance as the Santa is absolutely killer. And the ending is absolutely pure fuckery, okay? And to top it off, the whole vibe is like this cozy, retro, melancholic, and weirdly festive vibe. It's like if Hot Topic made Gingerbread Men. This movie aged better than most Christmas horror because it wasn't trying to be shocking. It was trying to be sad, weird, and memorable. And honestly, it succeeded. Behind the scenes fun facts for you. The original title and alias for the film was originally titled You Better Watch. And some home videos even called it Terror in Toyland. The real toy factory that they shot on location, the Jolly Dreams Factory, was a real toy factory in New Jersey by producer Edwin Pressman's mother. The budget for this movie was only about $850K. A mini budget, and it had limited release. Ironically though, it's now available on Blu-ray in 4K with bonus scenes, so even if it was forgotten once, Santa's back in 4K this year, baby. All right, time to wrap up this bloody present with a nice little bow. Here's my final verdict for Christmas Evil 1980. A metal rating, 7 out of 10. Not the heaviest Christmas horror, but the vibes are grim and the breakdown is brutal. Disturbing factor, 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not gory, but it's very psychologically uneasy. The kind of Christmas discomfort your relatives can compete with. So it's a great watch. Replay value, 8 out of 10. This is a yearly rewatch. A cozy nightmare to enjoy with hot chocolate and emotional damage. If you haven't seen Christmas Evil, do yourself a favor. Put it on this holiday season, Christmas Day or whenever. And if Santa creeps into your house, hey, at least now you know it could be worse. Subscribe, drop your favorite Christmas horror in the comments down below. And as always, stay bloody, stay brutal, and keep it metal.